Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back again with another Paladins video, a very highly requested one from you guys. I've had this asked for probably more than any of the other changes that I haven't covered so far, and that's probably because she's been in a lot of my matches and I'm sure you guys have played against her a ton. So quickly, just in case you haven't seen them or you need a refresher, I'll go through the changes, then I'll show you the build and we'll jump into some matches. First off, probably the biggest one, Agony is now in your kit by default, although a little bit weaker than before, and this is completely new. And yeah, that 1.5 second stun is now in your kit by default, although only a second because they nerfed it from the BTS, and what it does now instead is, depending on how many orbs you detonate, it now ignores anti-heal, your right click, except for like Willow's 100%, up to 25% for up to 10 seconds after you use your Q, and it only works on one right click, which is a little bit underwhelming. It'd be cool if it was the full duration of the 10 seconds, but it says just here your next right click ignores it. So aside from that, they also buffed her Q. The cooldown went up by 1 second, but the damage went up from 80 to 90, and the percentage went up by pretty hefty amount from 8% to 12, which is pretty big buff to the selfie you would get from it. You can also now detonate the ultimate in the air, which is pretty cool. That was something people have been wanting for a while, and I'm glad they actually implemented it. It's allowed for some interesting plays, pulling people off the map and stuff. I don't think the range is any bigger, but it feels larger just because you can use it a little bit differently and position it a bit higher. And yeah, aside from that, she also got nerfed a bit from the PTS because I think she was overperforming a bit. Agony did get buffed a bit from where it was before. The stun, instead of being 1.5, was 1, like I said already. Soul Collector max stacks got pulled down from 15 to 12, which feels fine, to be honest. I'm glad, because I think 15 was already a little bit too much. I was expecting it to get nerfed to 10, to be honest, if they were going to nerf it, but 12 I think is a better spot for it to be. And then they also nerfed the cooldown reduction card for the Q a tiny bit. That's it for the balance side of things. For the builds, I've got 3 different ones, but I'm going to focus on this, which is one I haven't shown properly on the channel, though I did do it, I think, a little bit. The ult one you've seen before, the standard one you've seen before, but this one is essentially just the ult charge one, but with health instead. It works really, really well. I've seen it quite a bit. It has become quite a popular setup, but the health, movement speed, ammo gen on the Q, some people prefer the ammo gen on the right click. I don't like it as much as the Q for the damage playstyle. Bit of extra healing, and then the reduced time on the F. So yeah, let's jump into a game and show it off a bit. 2DM to start is great actually, because it gives me a chance to warm up, because I haven't played Seris that much recently, let alone with any of these changes. It's kind of a first impressions, other than me messing around with it in the target practice a bit. For the team, we've got BK, Genos, Andro, Leanne. For this, another Leanne, another Andro, then a Lilith, Sati, and Ray. It's the second time in a row, I think, in a video where I haven't had Lilith on my side. She doesn't seem to be as popular, probably because she's a support, because I remember saying the same thing around Ray's release. We'll go Soul Collector, and then the setup I've already shown you. The max health, I think, with this is like 3.3k, somewhere around there, but that's if you grab Max Veteran as well. Let's go Kronos and Nimble. We got Accelerant, Eminence, Curse Revolver, Binary, Star, then Curse to Court, Improvised Extension, Curse Revolver again. Get a reload in. Probably should have been detonating the Q just to get it on cooldown, but I do want to show off the stun as much as I can. There's the stun on the Sati. I feel like because of resilience and everything being the way it is, it doesn't feel too bad to go against, but it could definitely get nerfed a little bit though, and probably still be pretty damn good. The heal increase is ridiculous, by the way. You pretty much always get a full self heal from it now. I think that could easily go down to 10% from 8, because they buffed it a hell of a lot. There is the stun. Right click there for the Andro. We did die, so I'm going to go to the little area here that I always tend to die in when I play TDM, because I get stuck and the spawns just keep looping. There's a Q for some stacks. That Lilith is on no health, but somehow isn't dead. A right click there for BK, who ulted but didn't have a sound effect. There's a right click for the bunch of them. I feel like I said this in a different video recently, but Seris is in a really, really good spot, especially after these buffs and these changes. Seris is probably in a better spot than she's ever been, or at least that I can remember. I feel like Seris right now is incredibly strong. I am talking a little bit more specifically about hybrid Seris though. Dead there, couldn't get the F off. I'm still not 100% used to it being 30%, because I used to run it I think 4 or 5, so 30 sometimes feels a little bit slow for me, especially with my goddamn reaction time. I'm dead. Heals there for the BK preemptively. There's a bunch of stacks on Leanne. She's gone. She didn't get the ult off. We are going back and forth quite a bit here. There's some stacks. We'll get out of that early to Q. Self-heal on that, even with 4 stacks, is just crazy good. I don't know if I'd say any of this needs to be necessarily nerfed, but I feel like it could be, and nobody would really complain too much, because Seris was already fine for the most part, except for the higher tiers. I'd say where she struggled maybe a little bit more than some of the other sports, but in lower tiered stuff she seemed to be doing already quite well before the buff, so I imagine this might make her a little bit more dominant than they wanted to be. But then again, who's really going to complain? I don't think this is going to be that bad compared to some of the other overpowered stuff we've had in the game that was lingering around for a while. Right click for the Andro. Big heal there again. Andro's on me. I think I'm just dead, right? Yeah, fair enough. He did that. Literally all of his shots. I took 5k from him over the duration of that like awkward ass fight. Maybe a better way to look at it now is that Seris as a hybrid is way more viable than just as like a healer bot that she was for ages. There's a Q. Maybe if you want right click there. I think hybrid Seris now is genuinely the best way to play Seris. Sort of focused around trying to, you know, deal damage and stun as well a little bit. Doesn't even seem like we have a Genos. He's just AFK. Stun on the Sati. Just throw more orb. Speed buff is obviously just crazy on this, and has been something that people have ran forever. We'll just get over here safely because of the speed. Try to use the Q. Cut that kind of close. Right click for the Andro. Alright. I feel like they're very, very grouped for a TDM. Usually you don't see people this coordinated, but it's obviously a good match. Even if we are getting kind of shredded, we'll go into the F, we're safe. Jonas is, I think, a player, but he's playing like a bot. That was pretty bad, but we're somehow still alive. There's the F. Oh, I cut that really, really close. I don't know how I didn't die there. Let's just get on the pad. I did see the ult thing, but I actually pretty much got it gemmed already, so we'll go ahead and throw it. Stop it there. Run over to the team. Right click there. Got out of the F early, which was risky. Leanne's dead. Right click there. Definitely feel a lot more engaged playing Seris like this as a hybrid than just sort of sitting kind of medium far back, throwing out heals and stuff, but we still lost anyway. There is the defeat. Well deserved win for them. They played well, although I feel like they might have been a pre-made. Doesn't even matter. Solid enough, I'd say, for a warm-up there with Seris. We'll do a game 2, of course, now in a second. The stats are there. If you're interested, we'll re-queue, jump straight into a game 2, although I want to make sure I don't get TDM. Let's do an onslaught for game 2, because I feel like I've been doing quite a bit of siege recently. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that healer Seris is pretty much the same if you go for mortal reach and you play as you would before. You won't really notice very much difference at all, other than the stun and the Q being a little bit different, but damage, and specifically hybrid Seris at the higher tiers, is going to feel a lot better and actually sort of be a viable option compared to where she was before. They could definitely still nerf it a little bit. I think it might be still a tiny bit above where it should be, but not by a crazy amount. Although I think if she went through the same as she was on the BTS, that would be a different story, because they actually nerfed her quite a bit since then. I think she's in a pretty solid spot. We'll go for the exact same thing again. I think we're up against the same people from before who are at least partied, 3 or 4 of them. Going to go for just the Chronos this time around. We've got Decimation, Curse Revolver, Window, Maelstrom. Okay, interesting. Finally a different talent. Maelstrom Conjure on there, one there as well. Scuttle, Eminence, Mortal Reach, and whatever the Ray goes for. There's a right click on her, though I can't really help Lilith very much because of the fact that she doesn't have much of a health bar at all. She's just got more of a meter than anything else. There goes Turn, pushed in a little bit too hard. It's really kind of frustrating playing a healer with a Lilith on your team, because you can't heal her very much, but I said that I think in the last video when I was playing Damber or whatever. Get some stacks here on the Seris. We should be able to duel her very, very easily. There's the Q. She's finished. I did have ammo gen. I just tried to reload a bunch. I didn't get to the Sati in time, which sucks. Right click there. Did heal the Andrew a tad. Terms up top. Jump right click to him. Am I out of range? Trying to get to him. Feel like going for the talent she went for might have been a bad idea, but we'll see. The map's pretty good for it, I guess. There's stacks onto her. There's a Q. We're full. Really wish I could deal a bit more damage here, because I'm having to heal a lot, because Lilith isn't doing crazy on the healing side of things. Sati's over here on the left side. Right click for her there. Feel like hybrid is definitely the way to go with this, though, for sure. We'll go for the ult, cast it just there. That got me a single pull somehow. I probably shouldn't have detonated it in the air. Would have got me, I think, 2 or 3. Push up on the dredge. There's the Q. Okay, he's gone. Stun, never mind. He's actually still up. That man is getting giga-pocketed by the Ray, but there's a stun. Term coming in too. He's gone. Absolutely shredded Andrew as well. Getting some damage on him. Shots on the Leanne. There's a Q for the stun on her. That's the going for the ult. For some reason we're all saving ours. Like, there's rounds to this game, but I don't know why people aren't just popping them. Alright, there's a right click there, big heals, Leon's in the back line, there's some orbs on her, there's a stun. Solo Seris is definitely just crazy right now because of the built-in agony. Honestly, even with 1 second, makes a really big difference. Term died up front, he went for the ult. I probably should have gone for mine there to combo with him, but it's fine. We'll pull up into the air. Yeah, sure, that's actually okay. They don't actually stay in the air, which is an interesting interaction. They do fall pretty quick. That makes detonating it in the air not crazy strong. We'll get around the corner just about, right click there for the term. Yeah, what I was trying to say though is that Seris in one-on-ones is really competent now, just because you have the stun, you have a crazy amount of health, self-heal is way stronger than it was before. Just overall, as a duelist, Seris is crazy good at the moment. We'll just dip back into spawn, finish off our Chronos, get a little bit of nimble going too. Should have probably grabbed Haven, but whatever. Sati for some reason keeps pushing in way too hard. Stun on the Seris. Can we finish her off? There's some orbs, get the F speed buff, right click there, big ones, although Andrew's still gone. Heal there again. Grab some Haven, grab some Veteran. Why not? Just going to go full sort of hybrid mode here with cooldown, damage reduction, all that stuff, extra health. Leanne went for the ult. She's popping that a lot, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed, but Leanne's been ulting every goddamn minute. Use the F. What is the visual glitch going on there? Okay, I'll probably edit that so that it's not crazy seizure-inducing, because what the hell was going on there? Dead there to the Leanne. Okay, Leanne's doing a good job. Leanne, even after all the nerfs, is still incredibly strong when played correctly, which is definitely a good spot for her to be, because before you could sort of play it incorrectly and still do a really good job. We'll go for the ult in a sec. We'll just throw it down here in the middle. Detonate there, mid-air maybe. Okay, I was hoping to possibly pull somebody extra. I can't do words, but that was a lot of stuff going on right there at once. Dredge with the ult. Sati was kind of on her own a second ago. There's a stun on the Leanne. More taps on her. Going to the F. Really should put the escape card like a level or 2 higher back to what it was, because sometimes I get caught out by like what feels like a couple milliseconds, to be honest. Definitely still in this game though, even though we are 100 behind. It's definitely still a winnable match. Right click there for the term. We'll push in with our stacks and stuff. There's a big Q. Alright, keep going, although somehow I only have 11 stacks. I feel like I must have hit at least 12 on just that one Q, but okay. There's another one. For some reason it's showing me as still having 2. Don't know how that bugged, but apparently I have 2 stacks on nobody. There's a Q, and then it went up to 6, even though I think I had like 8 there. I don't know what's going on. Not being able to heal that Lilith again just feels really rough. Heals onto the Andro. We'll push here on the Dredge and the Ray combo that have been a pain for most of this game, to be honest. That's Lilith going for the ult, not Lilith. Freaking Leanne, why can't I do names? That's Lilith going for the ult. Okay, cool. We'll go throw for hours just there. That was not a proper sentence. That's a big 3-man pull though. It's a stun to follow up. Alright, the effect is gone. Finally, I feel like that was on my screen for ages. Ticks here on the dredge. There's a Q. He's got resilience though. I think he is still dead. Right, shouts Lilith for the heals. We go back to the point. We're definitely still in this one. Trying to get some stacks on him here. There's a stun. Maybe 10 will be able to finish her off. And nice. Lilith being gone here's a pretty big deal. We're actually even. Bang on 300 pretty much each. This is one hell of a recovery if we actually get this. There's heals onto the Sati, who again is just doing her own thing. I knew somebody was behind me, but I was just trying to ignore them. There's the F. Somehow didn't get incredibly punished there from ignoring the person behind me. Cam's going for the ult. That was actually pretty clutch. She did catch the end in it, but didn't deal very much damage. There's a right click onto her. All orbs at the spawn door. Hello, Seris. There's a Q. Killed the Lilith. There's the F. Got like 2 hit credits. I really should just spend these. What are we going for? Just full Haven, right? Yeah, full Haven, bit of veteran. Perfect. We got them both finished. We're now full health. 3, 3, 6, 7. Nice. Technically could run the card 1 level higher to get like 50 plus-ish extra health. Obviously it'd be a bit higher because of the scaling and stuff, but I feel like this is already more than enough. Go for the ult just here. Pull them in. Yeah, sure. We've got the Seris. There's a stun as well. She should be dead to this, right? Oh my god, she got away there. If one person was just dealing like tiny peanut damage to her, she should have been gone. There's a Q again. We're off full stacks already. Right click, trying to sort of block a bit. There's an F. Oh my god, I'm dead. They're really all paying attention to me there. For some reason I thought we were quite well put together as a team and we were re-pushing in, but I don't know how we got so split up and torn apart a bit. Anyway, running back in. There's a big heal with the right click. We now have 0 stacks though, which isn't going to make it kind of rough to deal any sort of damage. I've got 2. I need more than that. It's a right click again. There's some back there for the Leon. They're definitely starting to flank a bit more. There's a Q, which is a stun. Quite nice. More orbs, stacks over there, but the Q isn't up. Can we get in where we've got 5? There we go. Nice. Right click up there for the Andro. This is really close. I might actually go to the time. Pretty big stacks there. Again, Lilith I think is gone. We could just get rid of the dredge and Ray pocket here. That would be great. There's a Q. Dredge with the ult. Right click there. Pretty big one. There's just so much visual clutter right now. It's crazy. It's a stun, but that's fine. Nobody capitalized on it. Hello, Leanne. 4 stacks if we can get him stun. Alright, can we kill her off here? She's on no health. There we go, she's gone. There's a right click, there's the ultimate just here to pull them all into the same spot. There's a huge Q. Is that going to be the game winner for us? Oh no, we're actually 10 off. Are we going to lose by this much? We're actually going to lose by this much. There goes the dredge. 390, 391. Are we going to win this by 1 point? 2 points? There's the victory. It is quite literally just a video game, but that was one hell of a payoff. Our Andro struggled quite a bit there. Lilith did pretty good, although she could have done better. We did really solid as a hybrid. We actually had more damage than healing there. In fact, that was a perfect showcase full hybrid Seris. Term did a really good job there. Sati, though, definitely struggled. She was one person I was noticing having a bit of a hard time there. Leanne shredded. I don't know how we won that, to be honest. It was mainly just from the objective because we were all trying to stick on it, whereas it was just their Seris. Their Seris, other than playing the objective, didn't actually really do all that much. Dredge did a great job, was being pocketed like crazy by the Ray, as you'd expect from the mommy daddy like name combo there. And then the Lilith did okay, but pretty average, to be honest. Overall, fantastic match. Don't know what else I could really say at the end here. If that doesn't deserve a like on the video, I don't know what else I could do. That felt like a scripted match with how close that came down to the wire, and we won just from really sort of being persistent. I feel like they were overall playing really well, but somehow we pulled it through. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys all really, really soon. Let me know where you want to see me next. Let me know your thoughts on all these Seris changes down in the comments as well. And as always, stay frosty.